So this isn't a big story or anything, but it's something I found that I just found really entertaining because the phrase "stay in Germany" was trending on Twitter the other day. Yeah, exactly. And I'm just like, oh God, how bad could that be? And it all comes from this one tweet from a guy who had like 800 followers, right? He says, I appear to have 815 followers, so here's a question to you all. Coming from a major decision point in our lives, do we remain living/retiring in Germany or make the big step after 20 years to return to the UK? Now you can see follow back pro-Europe. I don't even know what FBPPR means.
Another part of the acronym.
Exactly, yeah. The more acronyms, the better. And the European Union, the German and the British flags. So it's like, right. So you probably voted against Brexit, despite not living in Britain. And for some reason now, you're like, maybe I'll go back to Britain after spending 20 years in Germany. Why? Why? What do you think the replies to this were like?
If it was me, I'd just be like, yeah, sod off.
Well, yeah.
That's why I'm guessing what happened with the stay in Germany.
New?
Huh.
Well, what do you think the followers were like? What do you think the people using Twitter are like?
The Europhiles.
Yes, very much. And so we'll just go through a few of these responses because I just find them so eye-opening. They're fascinating. The view that these people have on Germany compared to Britain. It's not the same view I have. And don't get me wrong, I lived in Germany for 8 years. Germans are lovely people. Germany is was a lovely place. I lived in Germany in like up until about 1996, 1997. So it was a lovely place when I lived out there. I lived on a British colony in Germany, so I got to visit the German cities and towns surrounding. But it was a genuinely lovely, lovely place under occupation. Let's have a look at it. Anyway, so the first one from Norfolk Sheep. Great username. Stay in Germany. If you decide to return, then avoid England. Everything might look normal, but you don't have to scratch the surface too much to find out that it isn't.
What?
I don't know.
What is it? What does he think has happened?
Well, he thinks that what's happening currently in Scotland and Wales is normal. Like the descent into literal national socialism and COVID fascism is normal. Whereas in England, where we don't have COVID passports and where we have like, free markets, like that's not normal. Moving on. Next one is from Macios, who says, we have been out of the UK for 12 years in Spain. Like you, we've been considering a change. Alas, since Brexit took our rights to onward movement, we are faced with the same question, but there's no way we're going back to the UK, so we're exploring.
Hang on, so this is more seeming to me like they had a perception of the UK as a fellow European country, and then, get lost, we're English.
That is very much how it is.
We're staying in the Eurozone.
Yeah. They're very, very angry. But imagine this. We're living in Spain. We're considering a change. Why? What's wrong with Spain, you bigots? But we're not going back to the UK. We hate the UK.
Uno biro, Mrs.
Then you get the next one, which is just stay in Germany. There is no future in the UK. Follow back pro-Europe. Rainbow flag.
Hashtag BLM.
Hashtag BLM. Weird spider from the woman who... the Supreme Court woman who had the weird spider trying to overturn the Brexit referendum. But no future in the UK. What, for Remainers? Is that true? Is that a promise? Because I want it to be. Miss, I'll always be European, which isn't an identity. Moving on. The next one is from Buck Frexit. Globe, European Union, FBPE, FBPA. Electoral reform.
God, why do they have so many goddamn acronyms?
I don't know, but I kind of do want the electoral reform because you'll get a load of really unusual parties entering the parliament. I kind of want that because they've got the domination as it is. Imagine how it'll go when people further right than the Conservatives will be allowed in.
To be honest, I kind of just want the Monster Raving Loony Party to
have
a
me
permanent
too.
seat.
Oh god, yeah.
Just appoint it.
Yeah.
Just forever, that's their seat. No one else runs.
Yeah. I mean, assuming that doesn't count the Green Party in Brighton. Yeah. But anyway, they say, do not come back here. I repeat, do not come back here. It sounds like we're under occupation, right? The atmosphere here is terrible. So much aggression, anger, and mistrust. The weather is pants a lot of the time. You'll be shocked at the decay. Crumbling roads and pavements, weeds everywhere. I'm being serious. We've been in the European Union for the last 40 years or something. So if it's crumbling, then that's not the consequence of Brexit. Things didn't just start falling apart in 2016.
It immediately did.
Yeah, it's
Just
just
beyond there,
immediately.
just the clouds came over.
Yeah, it was sunny and happy, and the weather was great, and then suddenly Brexit, boom, and like a pall descends. The buildings start crumbling away. It's like,
People just start clubbing each other in the streets.
yeah, it's
You
been
look foreign to me.
it's literally been like living in London. But I love this. The atmosphere here is terrible. Yeah, for someone with FBPE in their bio, maybe not for other people. Thank God. Anyway, moving on. Stay in Germany. We would join you if we could. That's right. No one's allowed to leave. So someone with an English flag and a European flag and a Liberal Democrat symbol. Not allowed to leave. Can't leave. You've been vaccinated, doubtless.
You can go join the Greater Germany if you wish.
Yeah. I think there's a word in German for that, isn't there? Isn't it Reich?
No, Anschluss.
Oh,
Coming together.
good point. But to what end? But anyway, next one. Stay in Germany. The UK is in decline and won't stop declining until the reform of the political system and media takes place. Well, thank God someone can call out the media for their Brexit bias. But what I love about this, UK is in decline, as if he sat there going, yes, Germany is the new imperial power, and we should be looking to them for the glory and future of the hope of the future.
Yeah.
Makes you think. Next one, stay in Germany. I don't hate the UK. I moved because I could, to experience a different culture close up, but that's given me the opportunity to compare and contrast. Big consideration is the age, as we age is health, maintenance and renovation. The NHS is wonderful for emergency, but needs as a second, basically. But this is a running theme in a lot of these responses, is the NHS sucks. Germany's great. Their healthcare system is brilliant. Ours is terrible. Their country isn't falling apart. Ours is. Their country is strong and stable and has never had any problems, and ours has got loads. The way they view this. The next one. I'm German. I'm completely baffled by all your responses. I don't know if it's a case of the grass is always greener. I'm very thankful for our social security system. But Germany has a lot of problems as well. What? No way. All of these people who have never been to Germany think Germany's brilliant and has never done anything wrong.
Never had any problems.
Never at all.
For anyone.
You know, we've got right-wing media, which I'm sure they do.
Oh, God.
Sure
if you do, I'm moving there tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm sure Germany's media is incredibly right-wing.
The Spiegel.
Yeah. Violence and crimes on the rise. I wonder why they're on the rise. What is it about Germans that's making them so violent and
Walking out with the
criminal?
Lederhosen, their beer steins, smashing each other in the face, presumably.
Don't know why they can't be civilized people.
Shouting Allahu Akbar as Germans generally do.
As they do. Yeah, screeching and waving Turkish flags. Rent and living costs are through the roof. I would think about what you truly miss. Nobody can replace family and friends after all. Very interesting. Anyway, that's moving on. No, stay in Germany. The UK is a dreadful place run by the sixth form of Eton College. Imagine Milosevic's Serbia only without the banging techno music. And more rain. No, stay in Germany, a grown-up country in a world of children. Imagine praising Germany this much. 1,400 likes.
This is like Milosevic's Serbia without the banging techno music. I mean, I've listened to a lot of Serbian war music, and I wouldn't really describe it as banging.
Or techno.
More genocidal, but...
Genocidal folk music. But, you know...
Hey, I'd say it's not interesting, but it's...
each to their own. But the point is, like, Germany is a grown-up country in a world of children. Amazing.
They're the ones who... Their response to the migrant crisis was just open borders,
yeah,
and then immediately regretted it once the reality set in.
But they're very obedient. That's the thing. They follow the rules. Order is more important than freedom in Germany, and that's what these people are appealing to. Oh, that makes it a grown-up country. What, when you get told what to do by someone you didn't vote for? Good for you. Anyway, next one. Ye gods, why on earth would anyone willingly return to this septic isle? Plenty of us trapped here are desperately searching for an exit opportunity. Septic Isle.
Let's look at the endless, like, oh, I wish we could leave. You can leave at any time. That was always allowed. No one's stopping you.
Yeah, and the 300,000 net inflow implies that lots of people willingly come to this septic isle. Is it that septic? I mean, I guess if you're a Remainer. The next one. Do not return to that mad island. Germany, like here in Austria, feeling the Anschluss vibes here, feels so much more secure and organised.
In Kaufman vibes.
Yeah, I know. Wild horses can drag us back to the UK. Ask yourself what the pull is to leave us. Is it just familiarity? Trust me, after 20 years in Germany, the UK will hit you like a bullet. That mad island.
puts down his phone, stops tweeting, puts on the record player, Deutschland, Deutschland, über alles.
But that's honestly, like, it feels so much more secure and organized. I bet it did in the 40s. You know, like...
It's not virtue.
No. And Germany has loads of terror attacks.
Yeah, I mentioned the Bierstein holding later.
Germany has more terror attacks than we do.
Allahu Akbars.
You know, and it's just like, right, how does that feel more secure and organized? Just saying. Anyway, next one. Stay in Germany. Apply for German citizenship. Join the Reich. At least there is stability living in an EU member state. Ah, yes, the EU. The most stable thing around.
Part of the Reichspakt.
But, like, the EU is breaking apart. Like, look at what's happening with Poland and Hungary and various other Eastern European countries.
France, Italy, Spain.
Everything else is going horribly wrong. And, like, it's morphing into an unstable German empire. It's, oh, yeah, so much more stable. It's like, is it? On what? Okay, fine, you know. The UK, unfortunately, is at the beginning of the slide to the bottom. Unemployment, inflation, exchange rates, etc. have yet to make themselves fully felt.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with leaving the EU, though.
No. Unemployment? What are you talking about? We've literally got 2 million open job openings at the moment.
Yeah. Because
of hundreds of thousands of Europeans going back to Europe. We don't have a problem with unemployment.
Okay, that's fair. But on the inflation
At
stuff...
all. Sure, well, you know...
This is all thanks to COVID.
Yeah,
and
we
the
did pump out loads of money, yeah. But, you know, exchange rates, who knows what that's going to turn out like, but the pound's always been stronger than the euro anyway, so I'm not that worried about it. Yeah. But it's like, you know, etc. It's like, what do you mean, etc.? No, but I'm surprised no one was like, oh, well, what about fuel shortages? What, the shortages of the global supply chain that's happening all over the world? You know, that's not a consequence of Brexit. You know, but anyway, yeah, John mentions the green policies. Yes, Germany's wonderful green policies. But, okay, no. It's just all bad here, even though that's not really the case. Anyway, next one. Stay in Germany. The UK is increasingly unpleasant and unstable. This may be a temporary situation, but it's not going to be resolved within months and may not be resolved for decades. If I would move to Germany if I were offered a job in a heartbeat. Yeah, but the jobs are here. That's where the jobs are. Don't know why. Anyway, next one. Don't come back. It's an awful place now. Can we put these as like signs in foreign countries? Let's take out adverts in like Pakistan or wherever. Don't come to the UK. It's an awful place.
You know, the British
Remainers.
The British government did do something similar under Theresa May.
Good.
Except they put the signs up in London. It was those vans saying, if you're here illegally, go home.
But we should literally just advertise in foreign countries saying, look, don't come to the UK. This is what the people who want to stay in the European Union think. Yeah. It's a frightening place to live. I served in Berlin and in the early 70s, and this country is beginning to look and feel like East Berlin. Enjoy your European way of life. Oh, yeah, because there's so much more freedom on the continent.
Yes, the German way of life looks less like East Berlin than England. Right.
As if they didn't have lockdowns. As if they don't have an overbearing administrative state.
As if they disagree with vaccine passports.
Yeah.
As if they disagree with the fact that they have to hold an ID card and they can get fined on the spot.
I mean, what lunatic Jan Webb from Wales, who's clearly never left Wales, has this magical opinion where Germany is just like, you know, this glowing, nostalgic thing from her time in the 70s before we were being tyrannized. But anyway, apparently it's just like East Berlin. Todd says, why would you go back to the UK? It's toxic and is spiral of decline. Again, if the empire was doing great, they'd be praising the UK. Absent compelling family reasons, I don't see why you choose to go there, especially when you're established in Germany. I emigrated from the UK to France last year, one of the best decisions I ever made. Ah, yes, because there's no country that screams political stability like France. Certainly not going to get worse in the next couple of years. Anyway, life in the UK is getting tangibly worse. Systems are collapsing, including healthcare. Oh, not the NHS. When choosing where to move from Canada 10 years ago, the UK, specifically Scotland, was my dream. If I were choosing now, the UK wouldn't be anywhere near my list. Stay in Germany. Well, look, man, you chose to move to Scotland. Like, verified check mark. Systems are collapsing. Yet in Scotland...
You get what you deserve.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry. You're run by the Scottish National Party, not by, you know, anyone rational. But anyway, the next one, I don't think this really needs to be asked. Stay in Germany. A stable, prosperous, forward-thinking country, rather than here in the UK where we seem hell-bent on return to the Dark Ages. Just feels like tweet from the 1930s, doesn't it? Like they could literally have been saying this about any sort of ideological regime. Anyway, the next one. For your health and well-being, do not come back. England is terrible at the moment. Again, put it on a billboard. England is terrible at the moment. Don't come. The UK might well descend into violence as it comes apart. Plan on fighting a war with the Welsh? I've made many plans about it.
You know, you have your opinions on London, so...
Sure, but it's not going to be London that comes apart. It's going to be Scotland and Wales seceding. It's like, okay. Like, what are they going to do? Arrive at the border and right, we're ready to fight you for it. And everyone's like, bye. It's a fruit basket, you know, I don't know. Like, I can see the Tories declaring something like martial law if we go on like this.
Why?
I don't know.
They're the ones who held the referendum, the old one in Scotland as well.
Yeah.
Well, they were the ones putting this on the table. Didn't have to.
They're the ones who won it. Why would we have martial law? What are the Scots going to do? Like, what, descend into violence?
I don't know, trash Edinburgh or something? Not a problem.
Well, I mean, yeah, that basically is. But at the end of the day, you've got to understand, the UK is basically a failed state. It's unlikely, in my opinion, that the NHS will survive in its present form either. Expect to pay US-style health insurance in the next decade or so. I'd stay safe in Germany, frankly, but only you can decide in your own circumstances. Good luck. So the NHS is going to die, so the follow back pro-Europe people. The UK is a failed state, and only Germany can save us. I get the feeling that these people would have voted for Oswald Mosley. I'm not even joking. Do you not? Like this weird, like, fetishization.
I mean, it does fit in with Europe a Nation. You know, the idea from Oswald that basically
But
the
it's
EU
all-
will save the white race.
Yeah,
all
and
that stuff.
forward-thinking, progressive, you know, it's all about, you know, increasing living standards and stuff like that. But anyway, so the last one, why on earth would you do that? I'm sure you have some reasons, but seriously, the dreadful UK healthcare, shocking government and complete disparity in the standard of living between the two countries has to be a no-brainer, surely. So the NHS sucks. Again, from the pro-Europe brigade. Germany's amazing and has never done anything wrong. So stay in Germany, according to the Remainers. And honestly, I wish more Remainers had joined them.
If you enjoyed that segment from the podcast The Lotus Eaters, you can watch the full thing at 1 p.m. every weekday at lotuseaters.com, or you can sign up to get access to all the premium content we have on the site.
Yeah, we've got loads of really good stuff. Every week we have a Contemplations and Epochs episode that goes up, and in the Contemplations we talk about just interesting things, and the Epochs episodes are probably my favourite because I love talking about history. This latest one is we're doing a bit of a series on the 100 Years' War and why England kept winning. And we've not finished it yet, and you're going to really enjoy the end of that one. But we've also got other excellent episodes that we do, like the book club. The most recent one was Shooting an Elephant by George Orwell. This was about his time in Burma as a colonial officer, and when he was tasked with the shooting of a rampaging elephant. And it's really, really interesting what the circumstance of the thing was. But we also have lots of other content, such as premium articles, which have audio tracks on them for our silver and gold subscribers. And we do premium podcasts about things that we don't really feel that we can put on YouTube or have done a particularly large amount of research into. And so it's worth keeping them slightly more private. And we also do lots of very interesting interviews, such as this one with comedian Steve Hughes, which was really fascinating because I didn't expect him to be a philosopher. But anyway.
Yeah. Also, the last thing to mention is the live event content we have. So we occasionally, when we get around to it, doing our live events, and the videos from them are on the website as premium, of course, because people came to see and paid. So go and check that out. This is on the worst of critical race theory.
Yes.
And I do mean the worst.
It's unconscionable.
Yeah. So if you'd like access to all that premium content, go to lotuseaters.com and subscribe. Thank you and goodbye.